bring the best quality information before me, and based on that, I will make a decision as to what direction we need to go in. How is that lazy, ladies and gentlemen? How is that being a part-time employee? If responsibilities have been allocated, what's the problem? Everybody want to act like, oh my goodness, you can't be doing but so many jobs. Why not? We do it in this business. I don't see ESPN saying, Stephen A., we want you to just do one job. I don't see ESPN saying, Will Kane, you got your nice radio show. Stick to that. Don't show up on First Take. Last time I checked, Max Kellerman had a boxing show. What's he on First Take for? You think the boss of ESPN or the executive VPs got one job, a one-dimensional job? How about Fox? How about Comcast? How about ABC, NBC, CBS? You think people got one job? You know what I mean? Responsibilities, people showed up. How come Magic Johnson couldn't do that? Why all of a sudden is it beyond the realms of comprehension that, oh my God, one of the greatest basketball players to have ever lived, it's asking too much of him for us to bring him solid basketball information and for him to be an overseer making basketball decisions while still being a businessman? How is that beyond the pale? The answer is that it's not. Folks just try to make it seem that way because you want to dictate and limit what people can do and what they're allowed to do. And then when they transcend beyond realms that you've designed for them, you accuse them of being undisciplined. You accuse them of being unfocused. You accuse them of being lazy and part-time workers. Good luck with that.
The Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Stephen A. Smith Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. And you can always get in touch with the show through the 1-800-FLOWER Twitter feed.
If you missed my opening segment, go check it out on demand in the Stephen A. Smith podcast. Brought to you by Capital One. Capital One is reimagining banking, offering accounts with no fees or minimums that can be opened in 5 minutes. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Capital One, NA member, FDIC. Welcome back to Stephen A. Smith Show right here on ESPN Radio and ESPN News. One of the things we were talking about during the break is that my producer, Jonathan Winthrop, was like, KD, look at the position that he's in. I mean, wouldn't you be ticked off? I said, I would be disgusted at the media, but I'm not disgusted at the results of my team. I'm a two-time NBA Finals MVP. I'm a two-time champion. These playoffs, I was leading everyone in scoring, averaging 34 a game. I was averaging 40 per before I went down. What are you talking about? This is who I am. You know, I've done it. What would disgust me and upset me is if I listen to the media acting like I'm some bench warmer, and these boys, you know what? Hell with you. You don't matter to us. Please. Alfredo, you're live with Stephen A. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Steve?
Right.
It's Alfredo from Queens, man.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you, man, for what you said yesterday. And another interview you did when you was on 34th Street, you interviewed Pete Rose. I just love that you come to the defense of people in a way that makes people understand that. I'm not being biased. I just want you to know it's things that need to be said. But the real thing I want to talk about is yesterday with the Toronto and Milwaukee series. I really felt like you and Max was off kilter a little bit when you said Milwaukee was just going to walk them over and beat them 3-1. I mean, I'll go to war any day with that team Toronto got. They got proven guys with heart. We're talking about Gasol. We're talking about Kawhi. We're talking about even Kyle Lowry and Van Vliet. They are very, very, very tough players. When you look on the other side of the court, it's a bunch of guys that's just getting here. Even Giannis, he might be good. He might be the best ever, but right now he needs to get his jump shot together just like LeBron had to do to make it to that elite level. My whole point is that those guys are ready. They want to take it. And Milwaukee might not get another game, Steve. And I'm just
you know what, Alfredo?
Alfredo,
here's the deal. The fact of the matter is, on this particular day, you look a hell of a lot more right than me because I underestimated Toronto. Fair enough, bro. I appreciate the call. Todd, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me. Todd, you're live.
Stephen,
go ahead.
I love me some Stephen A.
Thank you, man. Go ahead.
I'm a fan, and I miss Carmelo, but I'm thinking, what do you think about AD to the Pelicans with Zion and AD?
Well, first of all, you're not on your game. AD to the Pelicans for Zion and AD, does that really make sense? Why don't you backtrack, take a deep pause, and try again?
KD.
Say what?
KD to the Pelicans.
So you think Kevin Durant would leave the Golden State Warriors to go to the New Orleans Pelicans? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just asking what you think about it.
That's ignorant. Goodbye. You know, I don't have time for that flagrant lack of intelligence. This man just called up here and said KD leaving the Golden State Warriors, going to New Orleans. First of all, he's going to be a free agent. Okay? If he's going to be a free agent because he has the power to opt out of his contract and be a free agent, why would he choose to go to New Orleans? And he certainly ain't going to try to do some sign and trade to go to New Orleans, you know, when he can dictate his own future. That's just pure, unadulterated ignorance. How could you even ask me that question? Mark Stein for the New York Times has some NBA news y'all all might be interested in, plus your phone calls. We'll get